Yo, more than 20 civil service employees resigned Tuesday, citing that they are refusing to use their technological expertise to help dismantle critical public services. uh, Carolyn Leavitt, the press secretary, speaks on the DOGE behalf, explaining what's going on at this committee hearing that they're having tomorrow. All the federal people that resigned, more than 40% of that department had already resigned. They were all federal technology staffers. They all wrote a joint resignation letter saying that we swore to serve the American people and the Constitution. However, it has become clear that we can no longer hold on to that commitment. Yo, I like when people use like the Constitution to do unconstitutional stuff. Yo, those civil servants work for the United States Digital Services, but their duties have been integrated into Dodge. All of them held senior positions at places like Google and Amazon prior to the situation earlier this month. 40 other employees were fired, and the 21 who resigned, Trump said they knew they were about to I mean, Musk said they knew they was about to get fired anyway. They're just making a spectacle of the ordeal. The tech agent's office was supposed to modernize Social Security and veteran services, tax filings online, healthcare, etc. But as you know, all those applications are super trash. Let's check out Carolyn Levitt, and she describes in detail why Dodge is removing most of these offices from the branch. My name is Marcus Russell. Please hit that subscribe button. Let's get right to it.
The United States, I'm sorry, I quickly read
Well,
Caroline,
why don't you identify your question and I'll come back to you. Sure, go ahead.
Thank you. So, what guarantee that Israel will withdraw from Lebanon soil after 2 weeks, as the ceasefire terms like indicates?
I'm not sure about the guarantee that you're referring to. I can tell you that this administration remains very much engaged. We know the deadline for the phase 1 ceasefire is imminent. So Steve Witkoff, whom I mentioned earlier, and the president's administration and his team and the president himself remain very much engaged. We want to see the ceasefire continue, and the president has made it very clear he wants to see all of the hostages who have been held in captivity in Gaza returned home. Jeff.
Carolyn, I was wondering if is Elon Musk going to attend the president's first cabinet meeting tomorrow?
He is, as a matter of fact. I spoke to the president about that before coming down here as well. And Elon, considering he is working alongside the president and our cabinet secretaries, this entire administration will be in attendance tomorrow just to talk about DOGE's efforts and how all of the cabinet secretaries are identifying waste, fraud, and abuse at their respective agencies. We look forward to the meeting tomorrow, and I think you'll be hearing from the president and his cabinet where they're on campus tomorrow. I hope you guys are excited.
So some of those cabinet members were caught off guard by the email from
Nobody was
Saturday.
caught off guard.
A few departments said they were caught off guard. The FBI was, the DOJ was,
Did anonymous sources say that, or did the cabinet secretary say that?
The cabinet secretaries and others have said that they were not aware that this was happening. So I'm wondering, like, will there be a give and take tomorrow at the cabinet meeting? Is Elon Musk or the president open to any type of dialogue about who is actually in charge of the chain of command of these workers?
I would.
Yo, okay, so the average federal employee makes about $150,000 a year. Okay. Out of these of offices that these people swear to God are critical for Americans, but they literally are in there not doing no work. I mean, like, come on. Even for the technical people, y'all, the veteran service, the Medicaid help online portal, all those are like the worst online applications it's ever that we have that exist. Um, then when Elon asked for every one of them to just submit 5 things that they did that week on the email, I'm noticing like a culture of entitlement within these political offices. Like like let's just say that my boss has a homeboy who runs a whole department dedicated to firing people, and he asked me simply to write 5 things that I did this week down and send it in the email. Why are they acting like that's a travesty? I don't understand. And then they keep saying that they're not going to cooperate with Dodge. And that's really like, I don't know. I think the reason that they're doing it is because they're saying that like they're doing it to protect sensitive data. And then they picking it at us like they're protecting American sensitive data. No, he's not auditing us. He's auditing the government. So quit putting us in this situation. He's not talking about us.
Reject the premise of your question, Jeff. The cabinet secretaries have not said that. I know anonymous sources, probably career bureaucrats, have leaked that to many of you in this room. But as I said at the beginning of this press conference, everybody is working as one team, and the president respects the decisions of his cabinet secretaries to tell their staff, not to respond to that email because they did so out of interests of national security, and they don't want to obviously risk confidential information. It's pretty common sense. Dasha.
Musk has obviously been doing a lot of work. He's been working every day, and a lot of the time weekends. He is designated as a special government employee, which means that he can only work 130 days per year. Is the White House expecting him to limit his work to 130 days, or are you going to work around those rules? Do you want to see him extend beyond the 130
So
days?
today is February 25th, so I think we've been here about 35 days roughly. So ask me in another 100 days. Daniel.
Caroline, thank you. You opened up with a major announcement from Apple, $500 billion, 20,000 jobs, doubling its advanced manufacturing fund.
Yeah.
What does that signal that such a global brand would make what it called its largest ever spend commitment just a month into President Trump's second term? What does that signal about his economic vision for the country?
President Trump is a deal maker, and he has restored confidence in business leaders around this entire world. Apple is one of the largest companies on the face of the planet. They employ hundreds of thousands of Americans, but the president wants to see more Americans employed, more investments here in the United States of America. And this is another fulfillment of the president's campaign promises. I recall President Trump at his rallies on the campaign telling the world that if and when I am elected, America is going to be back, and we want your investments to be driven onshore. We want you to hire American workers, and you will have the lowest regulatory burden, the lowest tax cuts, and the president has already proven he's committed to slashing regulation. He's counting on Congress to implement those tax cuts. And so people are encouraged by the president's, again, as Tim Cook called it, they're bullish about American innovation.
Yo, some of the staffers fired believe that it was because of they publicly supported Kamala Harris. I hate to say it, but like these bureaucrats literally had like an agenda to stop Trumpito. So let's just say that I was weeding out all the bad seeds from my company. Your party preference might matter to me. Hey, it is what it is. These Democrats keep saying that Dodge is not an official office because it wasn't created in Congress because it was created by John Trumpito's executive order. Um, but at this point, with all the money and the fraud that they have uncovered, if people were embezzling this type of money from like their regular job, they lock them up underneath the jail. But I guess since they stole the money from us, it's okay, right? Like I said, federal employees average about $150,000 a year. There are more than 2 million government employees that must is offer. He already offered to buy out to slash the federal workforce. That would add up to billions and billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Facing nearly a dozen lawsuits so far regarding his access to government agencies and their data. This African is risking his life to clean this swamp out. And so I commend him. My name is Marcus Russell. Tell me what you think in the comments. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Until next time.